So this is just getting us ready. This is kind of like I'm making a new question, and then we'll go back and answer question 1. So this is called a Venn diagram after the name of the person, Mr. Venn, who came up with these kinds of diagrams. Basically, what is if I say A and I put the U upside down like that? What does that mean? What is the U upside down? What did we learn previously that means? If it's upside down like that? Overlap. Yeah, I tried to help you remember. It's like the U turned over. It means overlap. And so if you were going to shade on the Venn diagram there, the overlap, it would be that, huh? The literal overlap of sets A and B. Exactly. Okay. Now let me redo a different one. So what if we have set A and set B? And we said this time let's shade the U. That means union, huh? That's like the U in the word union. And which means we want to unite the two sets. So what you always do is you shade the answer on the Venn diagram. So what would I shade? Well, let me explain first off. You know there's what we call 4 basic regions. 4 basic regions. Let me show you. There's the outside, call that 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter what order you put the numbers in. But I just wanted you to show there's 4 different kinds of regions there. So if you're in region 1, let's make this real. I think this is just weird when it's not real. How about A is people whose first name starts with an A. Make it easy. And B... Or how about people who are going to get an A in the class? Get an A in the class. And the B is people who are going to get a B in the class. Let's say. Okay. So region 1, well, let's start with region 2. If you're in region 2, that means, maybe that's not a good way to do that. So if you're in region 2, that means that you're going to get an A in the class. If you're in region 4, you're going to get a B. What does it mean if you're in region 3? You're going to get an A and a B. That's impossible, obviously. So I made up kind of a weird condition. What does it mean if you're in region 1? Then you're not in the A circle, you're not in the B circle, so you're not getting an A or a B. You're getting some other grade other than A or B, C, D, or F, right? Does that make sense on the different regions? Now, get an A, get a B is not the best. What's something else? What's something that you can overlap, that you could do both? I don't know. I'm not thinking very well today. People in English and math? Yeah, I mean, that's the one they do in the homework a lot, huh? Yeah, I just wanted something with the letter A. I'm trying to be catchy with A. Somebody who's taking, what's a subject with A? Art. Good, thank you. What's a subject with B? Band. You're doing band. I was going to do badminton. I took badminton one time when I was at college. It was fun. One unit and played badminton. All right, anyway. So let's say art and band. Let's say you're taking an art class and a band class. Okay, so if you're in region 1, then you're not taking an art class nor a band class because you're not in either circle, right? Let's try to make this real for you. If you're in region number 2, then you're in the A circle, so you're taking an art class, one of your classes is art, but you're not in the B circle, so you're not taking a band class, right? If you're in region 3, what does that mean? You're in both, you're in the overlap. You mean you have an art class and you have a band class. Both going on, right? Is that good? Is that you, Janelle? You have both? Okay. And then if you're in region 4, what does that mean about you? You have a band class, but not an art class. You're in the B circle, but you're not in the A. You have a band class, but not an art class. Again, region 1, you have neither. You have classes, but not an art class or a band class. Good on what we're talking about for this? Okay. So 4 what we call basic regions. Now, let's shade A union B. So that means all the people taking an art class and all the people taking a band class. It'd be like if I said, hey, if I did it right here, I'm not going to, don't worry, stay in your seats. But if I was to say, hey, everybody who's taken an art class or a band class, please stand up. So it'd be all of this would be shaded, huh? Everywhere in the A circle, everywhere in the B circle, and the overlap. That would be A union B. Because it's unite. It's everybody taking art, everybody taking band, unite. You can go out and play a softball game. Everybody taking art or band, unite. Make sense? Whereas up here, it's the overlap. It's just the middle. It's just the people taking art and band. Overlap is and. See how overlap is and, really? And union is or? Did that make sense? What if I said, hey, there's this great scholarship for next year. You free. Fresno State, free tuition next year. As long as you take an art class and a band class this semester. Right? That'd be and. It's just the people in the overlap. Whereas down here, you get the scholarship. You can apply for the scholarship if you take an art class or a band class. That'd be everybody in both circles. Right? That'd be or. Good? Makes sense? Okay. Now we have one more type. Well, we have quite a few types, but I want to show you one more type so we can do question number 1. A, B. Now, they're going to do a new thing like a subtraction. Art minus band. This sounds kind of weird. Like, how do you subtract sets? Art minus band. So that means everybody that's in art class, but not in band class. Which is, I think, what you would guess, huh? Everybody that's in art class, but not in band class. So you got to take the whole art circle and subtract out the band circle. Can you picture it? This is what's going to be shaded. The art circle without the band part. Is that good? The difference of sets, the subtraction of sets. All right, now we're ready for question number 1. Let's do it. What is this? Can you read it? Can you see it? So it's got a D and a Q. I don't know what D and Q stand for. But which one of these, what do you think it is? A, B, C, or D over there? Which one represents that Venn diagram? Yeah, A is correct. Because it's the Q circle, subtract out the D circle. See how they took the Q circle right here? And they shaded it all, except they subtracted out the D part, didn't they? It's Q minus D. We good there? Number 2. B, part B. It's a little more tricky over here. Yeah, let me let you think about that for a minute. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. What are they shading? They're shading over here, the outside, huh? Outside, what's that? Yeah, so everybody see it's this one? It's not D and not Q. Right, remember the bar means not. When the bar is over something, that means not D. Shade what's not in circle D, and the overlap means and what's not in circle Q. So that's the region that's not in circle D and not in circle Q. It's the overlapping of those two regions. Does everybody see that? Feel free to speak up. Then we get to question C, and it gets harder. Question C has got 3 circles. Let me make that a little bigger for you. Everybody got the first 2 copied down? They're saying, they give me this funny picture, D, Q, and Y, and they want me to figure out what's being done there. Kind of complex. So let's hold on for an answer. Why don't we go through question A first off ourselves? How about that? How about I just go through it, and we'll go piece by piece. So we got D, Q, and Y. It's like some kind of Olympic symbol there. All right, so we got D, Q, and Y. Okay, so first off, let's try answer A. See how that works out. So I'm just gonna do them one at a time and see what happens. So how about answer A? How would we figure out the shading for answer A? You know, whenever you have parentheses, that you need to start with those. Huh? You remember that from your other math classes? And that's true. So let's do that. So first off, let's shade D overlap Q. See what this is saying right here? D overlap Q. What's that? That would be both of those base. See how I ended up shading 2 basic regions? By the way, when you have 3 circles, you might notice there's 8 basic regions. There's 8 little different regions. You know, am I making any sense? I can go over here and show you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different kinds of regions. So it just keeps doubling. 2 sets, 4 regions, 3 sets, 8 regions. We're not going any higher than 3 sets. So anyway, 8 different regions. I'm just getting started, I'm not done yet, with the parentheses which says everything in circle D and everything in circle Q that overlaps, please shade those. Okay, I did. Which is 2 basic regions, isn't it? That's the overlap of circle D and Q. You agree? Now it says overlap that, another overlap. Shade where that overlaps with not circle Y. So take this answer you've got right here and show me where it overlaps, right? Overlaps with not Y. Well, hold on. What is the not Y territory? Well, everything outside of circle Y. It looks like the sunshine or something. Right? Isn't that not Y territory? Everything outside of Y? So they're saying, where does the not Y territory overlap with that blue stuff you just shaded? That'd be right here. Because that's outside of circle Y. Right? It's outside of circle Y, overlapping with the blue. Why didn't I also shade this other blue part? Well, because that's inside of circle Y. I'm supposed to do the overlap with not Y territory. So is that the right answer? That actually is, huh? That's exactly, we got it right up. We got lucky. It was A. A is the answer. Now we'll practice more of these as we go. I know this probably seems a little weird at first. Rather than, because I'm tempted right now to say, hey, let me show you why it's not B, not C, and not D. But probably better just to move on. Let's move on. A worked. Great. We're happy. We might come back. I might make up some other ones in a minute for you to practice more on. That'd be better than doing a bunch of things we already know it must not be right. So let's move on to, that was all number 1. Question number 2. Complete parts A and B. D overlap not in. Shade the portion. Yeah, okay, so go ahead. So take this diagram, and they want you to shade D overlap not M. D, you turned over, overlapping with not M territory. Let me give you a second to do that. Okay, how you doing? So I want to say, okay, where's D? Well, here's D. How about you can do 2 different colors if you want. There's D. We all agree, there's D. And what's the not M territory? Well, everything outside of M, huh? You don't have to do it this way. So where does the not M and where's the D and the not M shadings overlap? Well, it would be right here, huh? We good? Do you see how that is? See how that's where the not D, the D and the not M overlap, right? The green, you know, where's the green and the red overlapping? Right there, huh? Because the D is the green, the not M is outside of M, the red. So where do we see green and red overlapping? Right here. That's the D and not M. That's what this says. Remember, it's and. You can apply for this scholarship if you're in D, if you're in circle D, and you're not in circle M. You can apply for this scholarship for free tuition next year at Fresno State if you're in D and you're not in M. So that'd be right here, the blue. You're in D and you're not in M. Overlap is and in a scholarship sense. I say that loosely because and can be said a wrong way. So just think my scholarship analogy. That'll work. Overlap is and. Think of the overlap like a big A for the word and if you do it in a scholarship kind of sense. I'll explain more as we go. So all they want you to shade in the end is this. This is the answer. They just want you to shade that. I just used the red and the green to lead up to that final answer. But the final answer is just shading here. Right? You good? All right. Question B. Find another expression for this. What's another way you could say that? And they're giving me some options there. Let me give you a second. So we already know the shading. This is the shading. And they're saying, which one of those guys is the same thing? What's another way to say the same thing? We know that this is D overlap not M, D and not M. But what's another way you can say that same thing?
D minus N.
Is it, yeah, right, exactly. I was thinking the other way, but you're right. D minus M, huh? Because it's all circle D, take out the M. Yeah, exactly. That's another way to say the same thing, isn't it? See how that would be the same shading? So they're just saying, hey, D and not M is the same as D minus M. It's another way to say the same thing. We good? It's making sense? This one, they're saying B, change it here. B overlap, and you see that little mark? I don't know if you can hardly even see it. It's on the A, like a little single quote. That's another way, that's the same as B overlap not A. That means, that bar means not. So that symbol right there means not, just like the bar does. It's just two different ways they say it. So the bar, the single quote, both of them mean not. So they're saying B and not A. So remember that's a big and. So you're thinking you can apply for this scholarship if you're in B and you're not in A. So let me give you a second. Which answer is right? A, B, C, or D? Correct. B. We good? Answer B. Because see here, this shading is B and not in A. We shaded B and not A. All right, questions? Feel free to speak up. I don't know what you want to put. If you want to just put in your notes that final answer, maybe. That is the correct answer. So just draw that. Randomly making one up, yeah. So that's good. You can practice more. Like if these are hard, you can go back in and do more and more and more, right? You guys know how to go back in and do more, right? You're wanting to do more, right? You're thinking, Mr. Ryan, is there a way I could do more homework? That's been a burning question day and night. There is a way, yes. Yeah, you can go back in where it says only practice, where it won't mess up your grade. If you already got 100%, you don't want to mess it up. You can go back in with practice, and it'll make new ones for you. All right. All right, try that one. This time we got the U, notice, not the overlap. What is the U? It's like the word or. Think or. You can apply for this scholarship if you're in A or not in B. So go ahead and shade what you think that answer. I'm just making one up here. Go ahead and shade what you think that answer would be. Right, let's go through it. So hey, let's just take it, just to really make it super clear. Hopefully this will make clear. Let's go region by region. How about if you're, let's just start with one right there. How about if you're in, I'll call that region one. I know I usually call it the outside one, whatever. Call that region one. Start there. So if you're there, if you say, here I am, this is me, here I am. Are you in, I don't know why my arm fell off. There we go. All right, so are you, hey buddy, are you in region A or not in B? Can this person apply for the scholarship? You can apply for the scholarship if you're in circle A or you're not in circle B. Can he apply? Yeah, he's in. Right, he's in circle A. So he can apply. If you're in circle A, so that's good. Okay, let's go to the middle. What if the person's right here? Can that person apply for the scholarship? They can apply for the scholarship if they're in circle A or not in B. Hey buddy, are you in circle A or, if not that, then are you not in B? Okay, there's confusion. Think about the word, or the answer is yes. That should be shaded. That's good. Let me explain. Think with me about the word or, what that means logically. What if it, hey, there's this great application, this great scholarship, Fresno State coming up, like I said, free tuition the rest of your time at Fresno State. You can apply for it if you grew up in Fresno or you've been to the moon. What if that was the case? You can apply for this scholarship if you grew up in Fresno, or you've been to the moon. What if you said, yeah, I grew up in Fresno, but I've not been to the moon. Can't apply, I guess. No! You're misunderstanding the meaning of the word or. You don't got to do both. Right? Or means one or the other. You don't have to be to the moon if you grew up in Fresno. Right? Making sense? Or what maybe the not's confusing you. What if it said, hey, you can apply for this scholarship if you grew up in Fresno or you've never ridden in a car before. I don't know, maybe it's somebody who's against oil companies or whatever. Anyway, whatever. Just making stuff up here. So you can apply for this scholarship if you grew up in Fresno or if you've never driven in a car before. You think, well, I've driven in a car. I guess I'm out. No, or means one or the other. You don't have to do both, right? If you grew up in Fresno, you're in. As soon as they say, grew up in Fresno or, you're in. I don't care what they say. Or you've never been to the zoo. Who cares? They said or. So if I've done one of them, I'm in, right? That's the meaning of the word or. You don't have to do both. Now, if they'd said and, that would be a problem, right? You got to grow up in Fresno and you've got to never ridden in a car. I think we're all probably out. So, is that making sense? Let's go back down here then. Is this person in? Yes. They're in circle A or. Who cares what else they say? When they say A, and you're in A, right? He's in circle A, isn't he? Or whatever. He's in circle A. I'm in. I'm applying. Good? Makes sense? Okay, how about a person out here? So think about the scholarship. Okay, he applied for the scholarship. Hey, buddy, you can apply if you're in circle A. Are you in circle A? Well, no, I'm not in circle A. Okay. Or you're not in circle B. Is he not in circle B? No, he is in circle B. You're out, buddy. You cannot apply for the scholarship. That's no shading there, right? No shading. Finally, how about the outside region? So this one's no. This one was a no here. How about the outside? Okay, somebody's out here. Hey, can I apply for the scholarship? Well, you can apply if you're in circle A. No, he's not in circle A. Or as long as you're not in B. Yeah, I'm not in B. So you're in. So we would also shade the outside. The whole outside is one region. So that would be the answer, huh? Everything would be shaded. All of circle A and the whole outside, the only thing that would not be shaded would be this B only area. Does that make sense? We doing good? All right. So let's see here. Of the 8th graders, okay. Of the 8th graders at Paxton School, 13 played basketball, 9 played volleyball, 10 played soccer, 1 played basketball and soccer only, 2 played volleyball and soccer only, 1 played basketball and volleyball only, 2 played volleyball, basketball, and soccer. How many played one or more of the 3 sports? Anybody? I'm just kidding. It's obviously a complex question, huh? That's a hard question. You like that one? Were you looking for like a challenging word problem? All right, let's give it a go here. All right, 13. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a Venn diagram. I mean, you don't have to if you have some other way of doing the problem. I'd be impressed to see it. I'm gonna use a Venn diagram. I think for sure that would help us. Okay. And you always draw the 3 circles overlapping like that. Okay. And what are the 3 circles going to be? Basketball. It's basketball, volleyball, and soccer. We good so far? Here we go. 13 played basketball. So I'm going to put numbers in now. So does that mean so 13 right there, right? 13 played basketball. Are we good so far? Is this making sense? Because that's completely wrong. I hope you see that. Why is that wrong? Well, because that means there's 13 in the whole B circle. I don't know there's 13 right here. What if there's 5 over here and 2 here and 1 there? Then there's got to be way less than 13, because there's got to be 13 total in the B circle. Right? That's what they're saying. In the whole basketball circle, there's 13, which has 4 separate regions are in the big B circle. Right? So I can't just pop a 13 right there in the B only section. That's not what they're saying. They're not saying 13 play only basketball and nothing else. That's not what they said. They just said 13 play basketball. Some of those 13 play other sports too. Make sense? That 13 is going to be broken up among these 4 regions. Well, then what do I do with it? I don't know yet. I hold off on that fact and I move on. I can't do anything with that 13. Let's move on. 9 played volleyball. Can I put the 9 there? No, same problem. That means the whole V circle, maybe it's 4, 3, what's that, 7, 8, 9. I don't know, I'm just guessing right now. But that's going to be 9 total in the V circle when I'm done. Right? Get the idea? So I don't know how, that doesn't really help me right now. So I got to move on. 10 played soccer. Same problem. I don't know. All the 4 areas in the S circle add up to 10. I don't know what any of them is. Let's move on. 1 played basketball and soccer only. 1 played basketball and soccer only. Can I do that? You know what you got to look for. I'll quit saying what you can't do and start saying what you can do. You're looking for when they describe one basic tiny region, and you want to pop a number in there. That's what we're looking for. So, you know where you're really going to usually find that? Right at the end of the word problem, usually. So jump to the end. Let's do that. 2 played volleyball, basketball, and soccer. Where does that go? Right smack dab in the middle. That's got to be, huh? They're saying 2 people are in the overlap of all 3 circles. They're in the basketball circle, the volleyball circle, and the soccer circle. They play all 3. 2 people. Good? 1, now let's back up from there. 1 played basketball and volleyball only. 1 played basketball and volleyball. Can I put the 1 right here? Yeah. Because if you're right there, that one person, they're in the basketball circle and the volleyball circle only. They're not in the soccer circle, huh? Does that make sense? So that's correct also. Let's keep working our way backwards. 2 played volleyball and soccer only. Boom, right there, huh? Right? Because they're in the volleyball and soccer only circle, not the basketball. Right? Keep working backwards. 1 played basketball and soccer only. Basketball and soccer only, right there, huh? Now we're ready to work back to the other facts. 10 played soccer. So right now we have 2, 2, 1, which is 5, already in the soccer circle mixed in with other sports. So how many do I put right here? 5 more to make 10 total. Whoop, right here. 10 total in the soccer circle. See how that makes 10 in the soccer circle? And then keep going. 9 played volleyball. So 9 total in the volleyball circle. I've already got 2, 2, 1. That's 5 in the volleyball circle. So 9, that'd be 4 more. 9. And then 13 basketball. What do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. It'd be 9. 9 and 4 is 13. Good. Good. Okay. How many, now here's their question. What is their question? How many played 1 or more of the 3 sports? 1 or more of the 3 sports. How am I going to do that? Let's add all those numbers up. Every number up there, right? Every one of these people is playing 1 sport or more, right? They're all in some kind of a circle. What? They never gave me an outside. They never gave me like 10 out here or something. They just didn't do that. They could have. then those would have been 10 people not playing any of those 3 sports, right? But they didn't even give me that number, so I don't even care. So all I have to do then is say, add up all the numbers. Add up all the numbers. So I'm going to go 9 and 1 and 2 and 1. So I'm going to 9. I'm going to underline them so I make sure I don't miss anybody. 9, 1, 2, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2, 5. Is that it? I just underlined them as I went. So yeah, I got them all. 7, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is it 24? 24 total people. See how we got that? 24 different individuals. That would have been hard to do without the Venn diagram, huh? You imagine trying to sort out all those facts? So that's why Venn diagrams were created. They were to help in those logical situations. Questions on that one? Good. Okay, if I move on. Question, yeah, Asa?
The homework says it's 19.
Uh-oh. Did it change the numbers for you, or is it 6? It wants me to shade the Venn diagram. These 3 circle ones are tough. B overlap C complement. They call that complement. It means not C. United with A. Yeah, this is tough. Now let me help with this. Start with the parentheses. Start with the parentheses. So first off, just forget about the A stuff. Just do B overlap not C. This means B and, remember that overlaps like a big A for the word and? Trying to help you remember that. Not C. You can apply for this scholarship if you're in circle B and you're not in circle C. So do that first. Just forget about the A. Just shade, and there's 8 regions up there, right? 8, what we call basic regions. Go up there and shade just the ones that are in B and not in C. There'll be more than one, I believe, that are in B and not in C. B and not C. Okay, so is that part? Am I going too fast? Okay, let me give you see them. It should be this region and this region. Both of those are in circle B, aren't they? And they're not in circle C. Good so far? So that's the first part. That's the parentheses, huh? Now let's do circle A. Let's do a different color for A. Well, green or whatever. Sorry if you don't have colors. I'm going to do circle A. I'm just going to do all of circle A. That's all of circle A, right? All 4 of those regions are in circle A. Good so far? Now, what am I supposed to do between the red and the green? There's 2 things that you could do. You could just take where they overlap, where they both exist, and that would just be that very middle one. Or you can take all of it. Union, unite, and that's what we have, huh? We have union. So our answer is going to be all that shaded stuff. So in the end, the answer is just all this and all this. All that is shaded. Because unite means just put them all together. Just unite them. If that was turned the other way, I would have just taken the very middle, which is the overlap between the green and the red. See the difference? That making sense? Between overlap and union. Questions on that one? Let's do one more. Try that one now. So make a big Venn diagram for yourself. I'm going to make a big one. Put all 3 circles. A, B, C, A, B, C. Like that. Start with the parentheses. The first part can be tricky. So I'm supposed to shade what's, let me write it over here, what's not in C, and that's like an A for the word and not in A. So whatever's not in C and not in A. So that's, here's circle A. Here's circle C. So what's not in A and C? Well, this. And what else? The whole outside. Right? Both of those are not in circle C and not in circle A, huh? Now combine that with overlap that, right? This is and again, circle B. So where does that overlap with circle B? Be right here, huh? So we don't, in the final answer is not the outside, because it has to overlap with the B. Right, we can go back to the multiple choice answer. Let me show you. Didn't we have it? Oh, we didn't have it. All right, we will stop there.